Did you? So I have to tell you that, because Michael wouldn't, that he got a phone call last night to do this song. So how grateful are we for people who love us so much they're willing to say yes. So, confessions of a recovering drama queen. During one of my more illustrious relationship breakups, when you would call my house, back in the day of answering machines, on the answering machine in the background, you would hear this song playing. Because I wanted everyone to feel my pain. It's a true story. And yet the truth is, how many of us have had our hearts broken, have had our knees skinned, our feelings hurt, and been in that place where we made a decision that we would no longer trust. We would trust anyone with our hearts, our feelings, that never again would we be wide open to love. How often we run from that which would never fail us. We have become experts, I imagine, at least I know I am, an expert at being a runaway. Whether it is conflict or stress or pain or struggle, I can find a way to escape. And it's not always in my best interest. We are a lot like my friend, the runaway bunny. So I'm going to have to move this chair because I'm going to keep running over myself. There. Oh, too big for the room. So I have a confession to make. I know this is the second children's story in a row, which should be an indicator to you that I'm needing a grand fix. Right? Yep. But this is actually one of my favorite spiritual books. It's called The Runaway Bunny. And it's about a little bunny who says to his mother, I am running away. If you run away, said his mother, I will run after you. For you are my little bunny. This morning, I want you to consider the price that you pay every time that you run away. And I want you to consider what your life might be like if instead of running away from it, you were running to divine love instead.
Yes.
That you were running to the wide open arms of the most magnificent kind of love. What would that be like? As our story progresses, the little bunny tells his mother about all the forms that he will take. He's going to turn himself into a little boy. He's going to turn himself into a boat. He's going to turn himself into a bird. And the mother always replies the same to him. If you become a fish, I'll become a fisherman, and I will catch you in my net. If you become a boat, I will be the wind that will guide you home. I want you to know today that that is just the love that the divine has for you. That is the love that God, that source, that the power and the presence has for you. A love that never gives up. A love that goes wherever you are, that you cannot run away from. Our Unity Master Teacher, one of our Unity Master Teachers, May Rowland wrote, love is the inherent power that if allowed to express in one's life will transform every in harmony. How many of you played hide and seek as a kid? Yeah? So I loved playing hide and seek, and my grandchildren loved playing hide and seek. Now when they were 2 and 4, I would count, and this would be hide and seek. And Jane and I would have to walk around. Oh, where are you, Bailey? Where are you, Olivia? Right? They've since become a little more sophisticated. They're getting a little better at where they hide. But you know, we always manage to find them. And I can tell you that the love I have for them, there is no place, Ebony's smiling because she knows, there is no place on earth I wouldn't go to find those children. Those of us that are parents understand that kind of love, the kind of love that never, ever gives up. That is the love that is waiting for us when we stop running. You know, the problem with running is really about what we run to. So we run to social media, we run to binge watching our favorite show on Netflix, we run to whatever mind-numbing activity we can find so that we can shut down. Anybody recognize that? And although it brings us relief, that relief is only short term. And it never brings us a solution. When we are running to something else outside of us, we are missing the opportunity to connect more deeply to the divine within us. When we are running to something out here, we are missing the opportunity to stand still and listen to divine guidance, to grow spiritually from our experiences. Every experience may not have a silver lining, but I can guarantee you if you allow it, every experience will make you better and more of who you are. If you are willing to allow the divine to step in. Love is our salvation. All right, sorry for everybody that just blocked their ears when they heard salvation. Take a deep breath. Breathe into that anxiety. Salvation. I just have to say it again. Breathe into that. Many of us grew up in traditional religions that had a whole bundle of stuff that went with that word, salvation. But you know, Merriam-Webster's dictionary says that salvation is simply this: deliverance from danger or difficulty. Deliverance. Something intervening for us. Something helping us deal with what is difficult. Something protecting us. Something that is keeping us safe. May Rowland wrote, "Love is the inherent power that, if allowed to be expressed in one's life, will transform every inharmony, will transmute every negative condition into part of the harmonious whole." I don't know about you, but that sounds a little bit like salvation. Salvation through the power of love. And so where do we find this transformative power of love? All right, take a deep breath in because I'm getting ready to really trigger you. One of the most quoted verses for those of us who grew up in church, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believeth in him shall have eternal life. Now, most of us are here because we got to a place where we went, I don't like that God. Anybody that's out there killing, sacrificing, I don't think I want a part of that, right? So we find ourselves someplace different. And yet, it's likely that that's not what that verse meant at all. And I want you to take an opportunity to look at that verse through the eyes of unity principles. There's only one power and one presence. God as limitless source. God as creative energy. God is whatever you want to put on it. The creator of all that is. Because when you look at this verse through the eyes of God as limitless source, and Jesus as only one of many, right? Because in unity we believe that we're all connected, that we all came from the same place. So Jesus was our brother, same DNA as us, and he was our teacher. He was our teacher because he saw the truth that many of us struggle to see. And he was able to not only see the truth, but live from a place of truth, from a place of knowing that he was the face of God walking on this earth. And when you look at the verse from that perspective, May writes, God so loved the world that he gave us Jesus Christ to reveal to us the Christ Spirit that dwells within us and to awaken us to the magnitude of God's love. The love that it was expressed through Jesus Christ was a very active love, and it did mighty works. Today we might say the one power and the one presence expresses through us as transformative love through the example that Jesus set for us. In the Runaway Bunny, towards the end, the little bunny decides that he's going to be a bird and he's going to fly away. And when he says that he's going to fly away, he's going to be this bird and he's going to fly away, the mother says to him, if you become a bird and fly away from me, I will be a tree that you come home to. The divine is always calling us to come home. No matter where, how far we wander, no matter the many mistakes that we make along the way, no matter how many paths we walk down, how many geographical cures we seek, how many relationships we wait to be the one, we always have a home in the divine. The divine is always waiting on us to stand still, to stop running, and to open our arms wide and receive. Facebook decided it wanted to tell us about joy. The story ends with the little rabbit saying, "Shucks," said the bunny, "I might just as well stay here where I am and be your little bunny." Aww. And so he did. What would happen if we quit running? Instead of running away from life's challenges, instead of running away from the present moment, what if instead we ran to love? We ran to this magnitude of unchanging love that Source has for us, a love that is transformative. As I was coming to church this morning, I heard a song, one of my favorite songs on the radio. And I appreciate it so much because it's by a group called Jesus Culture. I love that. And the words go like this: higher than the mountain that I face, stronger than the power of the grave, constant through the trial and the change. One thing remains. This one thing remains. Your love never fails. It never gives up. It never runs out on me. Your love never fails. It never gives up. It never runs out on me. Will you run with me today?